That's weird.
Yeah, that was some weirdness, right?
Yeah, and now all the buttons are all popped up on the top. That's weird.
Yep, we're there now. So I don't know. I guess there's some kinks we got to work out, but we can figure that out.
Sure, we'll figure it out.
We can handle kinky, but kinks in actuality, no thank you.
Actual real kinks are more
right?
What
the heck?
So, anyways, glad to be here, and
thank you for having me. And
this is awesome. Here. I am glad to see Infinite Inquisition back on the airwaves. You are no stranger to being on the air and doing shows like this, and it's been a while since I've seen Infinite Inquisition. We go back a long ways in our own radio histories. We've been on quite a few stations together and seen our share of shite, have we not?
Oh my goodness, yes. and more and more and more.
Yeah, and it's the big thing about it's a lot of drama and stuff sometimes.
We are so psyched to have you on Paralinks, the Paranormal United Network. The ball is going off in the background. Spirit that lives in this room seems to approve, and that's been an ongoing thing for.
Hi to the other spirit.
We got them together, so this is actually really, really cool.
It's a spirit hookup.
Yeah, there you go.
It is. It's a spiritual hookup. I like it.
I love it.
This is awesome. So maybe you could tell the audience a little bit about yourself. You're going to be on Paranormal United Network, of course. You're going to be on our pages, Dark Horse Paranormal, and Bigfoot and the Bunny. We're going on all these things, and as well as the YouTube, which I'm going to be promoting the hell out of in the coming weeks. You guys got to get over there and look for Dark Horse Paranormal Productions YouTube, and you can see all our shows all together in one place. How did you get involved in this? Like, tell us a little bit about your history, if you can.
How I got involved in paranormal?
In the paranormal and
everything
radio.
Yeah, well, paranormal is a longer story, but I'll just be short and sweet with it. Got into paranormal because as a child, that one of the first things that I remember as a memory was seeing something that is not exactly pleasing, or let's say that it's. People would say it was probably demonic, but I think it was just an interdimensional being the way it looked, but it was pretty not cool looking.
How old were you?
I was probably 3 or 4.
Okay. And that's the story we hear
a lot.
And you know us, and we had our own haunted childhoods, and with our guests, we're blessed enough to talk to enough haunted people to understand that this haunted childhood thing is a pretty common phenomenon.
Yeah, it's more common than people would think, and instead of thinking that your child is completely mental, maybe you think that it might be spiritual, not psychological. Sometimes it's a little at column A and column B, because some of it can catch up to you after a while, but don't discount the fantastic just because it sounds a little too fantastic.
Very well said.
Yeah, well put. Well put. There's a whole bunch of chat out there. I don't know if you can see over there on your right-hand side of your screen, and we're helping Saraphine with the StreamYard. There's a little chat button there, and you can see all the chats, and you can see ways. Want to say a quick couple of hellos out there. Marie Young, hello.
Hello.
Liz Milne, hello. Courtney Karras, hello, and welcome back. You guys are great. Thank you. And there's a haunted doll on your lap. So,
yes,
maybe we can start there.
And how did you acquire her?
I got her at a tag sale where they were telling me that she was not for sale, and because she was weird, and I automatically had to have her because she was weird. And I brought her home, and my daughter is like, "She's not in the house. You cannot bring her in the house." And I'm like, she needs to come in the house, and I sleep at my daughter's house. I sleep in the basement, which is cool for me. I'm the troll that lives in the basement at her house. I'm totally cool with it. And so Charlotte and I were downstairs with the puppy, because I got the puppy at the same time. And which is Gabby, my little dog. And so I didn't think that she could be this haunted when I got her. And then stuff started to happen. Like things would go missing, or like my daughter can't be in the same room with her. She automatically will knock her over or throw a blanket over her head. She does not like her. I mean, you got to feel bad for my daughter because as much as she's into the paranormal, because it's been kind of her life, at the same time, she's been inundated with strange objects. Like one day I'll have to tell y'all the story about the monkey skull. It's
Ooh,
not a pleasant story. And it's one of the reasons why she would rather me not collect haunted objects. Some of them happen to be kind of dangerous. The monkey skull is one of those. And Charlotte every person that has been in the room with Charlotte is not altogether too pleased to be around her. Let's just say they're not comfortable.
No, she gives an uncomfortable vibe to me, at least.
Yeah, there's something about her face or something. I don't know. She looks displeased. And in a sort of almost spoiled child way, like,
yes.
Oh boy.
You know,
very
you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that.
Exactly. And then when I brought her home, I started to notice, like, I put her in the office where the majority of my collection is, with other dolls that are pretty active. Like, I've got the naughty doll in there, and she's a lot worse than Miss Charlotte here. But
the naughty doll.
The naughty doll, which I'll have to bring up.
Yeah, play nice together, or my goodness, do you have some behind glass?
Mm-hmm. I do. I've got two that are behind glass. And this one, she's the largest one. The naughty doll's about 2.5 feet tall. This one is almost 4.5 feet tall.
Wow.
Charlotte's what they call a portrait doll from the 90s.
Oh, yes.
You know, with the big antebellum hoop skirt at the bottom. She doesn't really have legs, which is kind of creepy in and of itself.
Come on.
She has fully formed fingers and everything else. I mean, she's got synthetic hair, but she's got real eyelashes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see why people look at her like up and close in person with no legs. That right there would probably creep people out.
Yeah. Well, she's beautiful in her own way.
She is.
I was going to say, are you started collecting haunted objects like how long ago? I know you have quite a collection.
I started actually rehoming them, the haunted objects, where people actually send them to me because they cannot handle them anymore. That started about 15, 18 years ago, something like that. But I've been loving haunted objects since forever. I've been drawn to them. I mean, by day, I'm a musician and an antiques seller hoarder. So...
So like that.
Yeah,
you're a lot like us in our histories. It's weird how we all end up together in the same kind of little hair circle. It's an odd thing.
Gabby is freaking out at the cat. Come here.
Both of our parents were antique dealers, so we were around antiques all our lives, and it's just it's an odd thing. Oh yeah, I see the puppy's tail.
Yep.
Where is that little puppy? She's gorgeous. Yes. Every time you send me a picture, I'm like, oh my God, I love it.
Some more hellos out there. David Gran, hello. Liz Milne is hello again. And she's from the UK, by the way, Saraphine.
Nice.
Regular to our shows and the network. Hey, Courtney. And Courtney. Joshua Dixon, hello. How you doing?
Hi, Joshua.
No, Joshua, this is a new show. This is Infinite Inquisition. This is Seraphine's show. We are just popping on to help out.
The inaugural
introduce you to the people out there in the Paranormal United Network, as well as Dark Horse Paranormal
and Bigfoot and the Bunny.
Yes, Bigfoot and the Bunny, Dark Horse Paranormal. I'm happy to be under that umbrella with you guys.
Thank you so very much. We love having you.
Liz says the doll is gorgeous. I would have to agree.
She is pretty.
Yeah, that's what I saw her, and I felt kind of really sad for her. She looked very lonely and stuff. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons why. Gabby, come here. Doc is on my cat Doc is on the other side of the table. Lay down.
Oh yes, Doc Holliday.
Teasing her. Doc Holliday. And Gabrielle is her name, is being a pain in the ass.
So you're into haunted objects. You're something of an occult historian.
Yes.
You know a lot about them.
Right.
Somebody's got to. Absolutely. These are the kind of things that people can be looking forward to on your upcoming episodes. I know you're going to do a mix of things, the guests and topics and different things, a whole wide range. So it's always going to be something new and fresh. And
Cat ball's going off.
Cat ball's going off. So
my computer is like.
We have a story with that. I don't know if I even told you
I also have
about
this
that.
with me too.
Oh,
a crystal ball.
Nice.
That would be one of the reasons, probably.
Probably.
What do you see in that? Actually, I think we wanted to topic predictions tonight.
Yeah, we're talking about predictions, which I went into meditation for. So yeah, lots of stuff. Some stuff not so great, some things all right. But I don't know. I was going to ask you guys if you've heard any top predictions for 2022 or what you might speculate.
Well, I feel like it's going to be a rebirth. Kristen and I were talking about this on the way back to the studio tonight. Mm-hmm. We got stuck in just some horrendous traffic. It was brutal. It was a car accident. It was one of those things like we were so glad we dilly-dallied in the store. Like we went back and bought something else because we might have been involved in it. And it was like a multi-car pileup mess. But we were talking about 2022. And my feeling is that it's really going to be a time of growth and rebirth. I think for people in general, I think especially for us. And I just really feel like good things are coming. We're just so close, you know. COVID's really kept people back, and right now it's kind of peaking, at least in our area of the country. It's terrible. Our hospitals are piling up and everything, but there's going to be so many antibodies out here too. There has to be a light at the end of the tunnel somewhere. And I think good things are coming. I really do. Personally, and as a as far as the world goes as well. It's different. It's almost like living in dystopian times, you know, the way things are going, and
it's going to start getting worse.
Yeah. It'll get worse before it gets better, but I think it's definitely going to get better.
Yeah, I think 22, we're going to see a lot of good things, but we're also going to have the bitter with the sweet as well, where we've already been smashed so many times up against the rocks with, the virus and everything. But then we have so many other things where we've got anti-vaxxers, we've got this and that, but then we got people talking about, climate change and things like that. Well, we're coming into a section of the world as we know it, where not only is our planet changing, but our scape is changing. Actually, our own scape of existence is actually going to change. Where I was actually speaking to one of our friends, which I'm not going to name drop and say who they are, but Chris and Kristen know who they are. We're talking about how raising your vibration is going to be incredibly important, and knowing not only is it not because you're not having issues because of Mercury retrograde, which really gags me with a fork. It's because of everything around you changing. There's a big giant etch-a-sketch of existence that's about ready to change. So you're going to forget people that you normally remember. People are going to fall out of your lives, not because it's actually they're just clash with your outfit or clash with your views because they're vaccinated and you're not. It's going to be because of a higher purpose, because their vibration does not match yours, and that's going to be very important in the next few years.
We actually agree with you on that.
Totally.
We've been talking about that ourselves as well. So, yeah.
And
what does it mean to you personally when you say raise your vibration? What does that mean to you? Just so people can understand.
I would just say when you're raising your vibration, make sure that you're watching the people that you're actually keeping company with, and making sure that you're minding your own personal energies. You're feeding yourself. You're trying to remain as healthy as possible. I mean, if you're into crystals, cool. If you're not into crystals, cool too. But make sure that you are staying hydrated and staying mentally well as you can. If you have a spiritual life, stick to it. I'm not going to tell you who or what to worship, but if that is part of your daily thing, then you do that. You go on with your bad self, you raise your vibration, you praise, you worship, whatever, but you need to get yourself through this next phase. In order to get through this next phase, you're going to have to really concentrate on your spiritual person, because your physical person may be failing you. Just saying.
Yep. Anne-Marie Young says definitely. She agrees with you. David Cran, staying in the moment. Yeah. Being present is a really difficult thing to do.
And don't stay woke. Stay present. Stay absolutely present in the second that you are in. I don't care about being woke. Stay present, please.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah,
it is. I don't like that term either.
It is easy to get lost in thoughts. It's easy to get lost in whatever is trickling across your TV screen or your news feed or the algorithm that gets to all of us. Being present thinking for yourself is key. I agree with you 100%.
Oh yeah, being absolutely present and knowing about everything that is around you, whether it be spiritually, physically. If something is eking you out, let's say that you have an interaction with somebody else and they're eking you out and you can't figure out why they eke you out, it's time to start sloughing it off. Like if they're not a person that's normally in your life, then it's time to say, well, I love you, but see ya, or other things like let's say that you're going for a better position in your job, do that. Or if you think your job is not the greatest, well, maybe this is the time to make the move. Keep stepping up, keep watching out for yourself, exactly, Jessica, raising your vibration 100%, living a happier life, but live that happy life for you, not for anybody else, for your spirit person. You're only in your body for a tiny amount of time.
That's what we call them, meat bags.
Yep.
The meat bag.
Yep.
You can either be your vessel or your meat bag. And on good days, it's a vessel. And then on a bad day, it's a meat bag.
Yep. Totally agree with that.
That's how I view it. Anyway.
Slugging the sack around, I just dress it.
But we definitely agree with you on that. There is going to be like a total rebirth, and and people themselves, like you were saying.
Yeah. I created a little to Anne's group on Facebook. It's called Rise of the Phoenix, and I think that's exactly
of the Phoenix.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to see in 2022.
Yeah.
It may take a while to get started. There's going to be more hurt. I know more people sick now than I did last year at this time.
Oh yeah, and a lot of the sickness that you're going to see is because you started out spiritually sick and it bled into your body. In order for you to be well and continue to be well, you're going to have to make sure you take care of yourself spiritually. Feeding yourself spiritually is going to help your physicality. It's kind of like when you water a plant. You got to water your spirit person, because otherwise, if your spirit person dies, you're kind of up a creek.
Yep, up a creek without a paddle.
Keep your mental facilities going.
Positive mental attitude.
Exactly.
No matter what. And I know in these times it's really hard, because even when you guys were stuck in traffic, you're like, I'm sure everything's going through your head and none of it's good, but trying to keep your focus on all the good things, because anything that you're thinking it's a minefield potentially for your spirit self, let's just say. And I'm not an airy fairy person. I probably sound pretty airy fairy. I'm sorry. I'm kind of waxing diarrhea airy fairy right now.
Fairy, so no worries.
But that's who we are.
But,
and actually we were in traffic, and I actually had that thought of I could get really frustrated with this, so I was worried about getting back in time, and
I was putting makeup on in the
truck. Yeah, she started in the car, and we just went, what are we gonna do? We're gonna get there. We got time. We can't really change it,
Nope, we can't.
And it is what it is.
Right. If we had to do it on our phones in traffic, we would have.
I'm sure if I had a negative thought set, mental set on that, it would have taken a lot longer.
Yeah,
at least mentally would have felt longer, right?
Like most drivers here in Rhode Island.
Yeah, Rhode Island. We're in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's great up here, but people have no idea how to drive.
Oh
this
my
is
God,
the worst. People
terrible.
talk about Boston.
Ian was talking about Washington, D.C. Don't put your blinker on.
Yeah.
Virginia.
She claims that's even worse than Washington, D.C. She said that if you put your blinker on, people purposely won't let you in.
Yeah.
So,
that's a little crazy, but
why people are assholes, I don't know.
We don't know.
I know, right? And that's the thing, is that trying to what I do personally, because I've always hated driving, but driving takes up a large part of my life now. And driving in a teeny tiny car, for those of you who have never been in a tiny little Fiat and been in really crummy traffic, it's scary. It's really, really scary. And you think that you're just going to become a Pepsi can. But the thing that I do when people flip me off and start screaming at me, I had somebody go all the way around me, come up to the light, scoot right in front of me, cut me off, and then flip me the bird and start screaming at me. It's like, I didn't do anything.
You didn't do a thing. I get that.
Yeah.
I had somebody do that when I had my 4 kids in the car a long time ago. They were very small. And we just went to McDonald's. So bad I was. Thank God my passenger window was down. We almost died. Okay. I threw milkshake and French fries at the guy's car through my window.
Did you have a few chicken nuggets? Gone.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the only people actually consuming those McDonald's chicken nuggets are all under the age of 11 or so. At least 90%.
But that's where things go when you get like, road rage from my grandmother had it. So, but like we were saying, you were saying we were in the truck stuck in traffic but we made light of it instead of hating.
Joshua Dixon says, people I find sometimes mourn their own physical demise instead of making the most of living life and focusing on the soul and spirit they possess. That's right.
100%.
100%.
It's about that little thing inside of you that you don't see. That when we're talking about paranormal and everything, we chase things that used to have a house very much like ourselves, and some things that never were in the suit that we have currently. So it's kind of a weird mixed bag when you think about it. It's like, so our experience is the current humanity that we're dwelling in, and maybe some left over from somewhere else that we can't explain. But then we go off to chase all these other instances, and then we could go on and on and on into quantum, but probably make everybody's head spin. But at the same time, it's like
we're all about that.
We're going to get a little into that later on.
Yeah.
On our show, Dark Horse Paranormal, which is following Infinite Inquisition. Hello, Stephen Woodward. How's it going?
Hey, Stephen. I hope you're feeling good and everything's going well.
Joshua says, hey, been to Rhode Island, Mass many times, and DC is awful. So is Florida. Well, that's our Saraphine.
Yeah, I'm in South Florida.
New York. Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible here. This place really is from the for the for the newlywed and the nearly dead, and that's why I moved here, because I could work all of the time. But the thing is that the truth is, after the virus and everything, the fallout is horrible. All the prices are raised. Everything is luxury priced, whether you want it to be or not, because it's all resort pricing, whether you're not on the resort or not. I'm surrounded by people who basically live their lives in multi-billion-dollar resorts. And so you're surrounded by people who are super duper rich or really super poor. There really isn't a middle here.
No middle ground.
Like most of the country right now.
It's disappearing quick. You're just going to see a bunch of people who are super poor.
Hi from the goat. Good to see you, Jeff.
Hello, Jeff. He's fine.
Happy holidays. Dave says, try Indianapolis.
Nope, never been there.
Haven't been there yet.
No.
Have not made our way out there. But
maybe that looks like a road trip for Dark Horse.
Oh, yes.
We all need to go on a road trip. Like, seriously.
Lord, yes.
Way overdue. So you started into paranormal when you were young. You had childhood experiences. I believe they're of a negative nature.
Yeah, it began with a negative nature and then started knowing things, and that was weird and convoluted. And that as you grow up as a child, which I know a lot of us, when you have special giftings, let's just say that they're it's kind of a rough childhood. Either your family acknowledges them as cool with it or they don't. It freaks my mom out, even though it's been her whole entire life. There's people in her family all have different attributes of this or that. So it's kind
depends on the person.
Yeah, it depends on the person. It's once again, you don't know what you're going to get until the kid gets old enough and starts either seeing things, displaying stuff. And sometimes they don't get any of it until they're like turning like into puberty or anything like that.
Puberty is the big thing. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Did you have kind of well, I don't want to phrase this the wrong way, but an explosive puberty where there was a lot of energy around you? Right. I know. It sounds so wrong, but yeah. I'm good at that.
That's why we love you, Chris. You're so wrong. You're right.
Did you have that though? Did you experience something when your hormones kind of kicked in, and did you have more activity?
Yes, there's a lot more activity. We moved into a haunted home. We had a lot of elemental activity when we lived out in the farm when I was a kid, but there was more activity, like the little black shadowy creatures started happening when we moved into the turn of the century 3-story home that had tunnels in the walls.
Oh, mine.
Yeah, it used to be let's say, a house of ill repute.
Okay. So there were
And-
tunnels, there were like walls over like kind of
Or-
secret entrances and that kind of stuff. to get
They
from
weren't
one
so
area to
secret.
another?
It went through some kind of a renovation, and so there were little things in the walls. And my sister and I started to open the doors and stuff, and found out. And my parents didn't know until after they'd purchased the home that there were tunnels in the walls, that there were little side places and whatever. I found all kinds of interesting stuff in boxes and stuff along the sides of those walls.
Oh, wow.
Really?
hmm
But where
There
are the
was all kinds
contents of said boxes?
One of the most notable was a wedding dress from the 30s.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Did
Which-
you keep it? Did you display
My
it?
mom
or-
made me wear it, which I think is one of the problems I had with some of my relationships growing up. Was
Come on,
that
that's
wedding
like
dress.
morbid. Really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it. It's
Yeah,
strange.
and it didn't occur to me until probably about 10 years ago, something like that. Because I was going through some old pictures and I looked at it and I'm like, there is something really strange about that dress. And I didn't really think about that until it's funny until you have a recollection. It's like, wait a minute, that dress was messed up. It wasn't me. It was that stupid dress.
Hmm.
My mom even had me because she belonged to the American Music Study Club, and they met every month. And so I was part of one of the skits in that dress. So I got married to some Jed Clampett looking guy
Okay.
wearing that dress when I was probably about 12
Wow.
because I was tall. So they slapped a wedding dress on me and did the whole pretend thing. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't think about it. But in the living room of this house, there was pocket French doors. So they slid back and forth. You had the sitting area, the sunroom, and all that other stuff. When my parents would leave, because my parents are professional musicians, they'd leave at night, like on a Friday night, and not come back for a while. But my sister and I were old enough to stay by ourselves. My sister and I fought like cats and dogs and hated each other's guts, but we slept together in that house. We had our separate rooms, but we slept in the same bed because the bedrooms upstairs were creepy. And there was so much activity with either the shadow creatures or the ghost upstairs. It was a girl that used to sit on the edge of the bed and rock back and forth,
Jeez.
Wow.
We were
especially in
just
my sister's room.
talking
And you
about
could
that,
perceive
yeah.
that, right? So you saw her. Like
I
she
could
was there.
see her. Yeah.
How about your sister?
My sister couldn't see her, but she could hear her.
Okay.
And I believe my mother could probably hear her too, but she didn't. I mean, this is something audible. Like if we had people over and you'd hear shuffling around upstairs, we didn't have dogs that were inside when I was growing up. All of the animals were outside animals like cats and dogs or whatever. So anything was heard. So my parents would like glance up and go, "Oh, that was interesting." Like thump, 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 crash. It's like, and my sister and I'd be looking at each other like, I don't want to sleep up there tonight. I think we're going to watch Night Flight and stay on the couch.
Right?
But,
great.
growing up with all of it, excuse me, a lot of my information, if people ask me how it works for me, which is a very common question, is I do a lot of readings and stuff for people, or I even do psychometry. But the thing is, I don't advertise it because it comes in different ways for different things for different reasons. A lot of it is very spiritual, where I actually will hear audibly the spirit. Like Charlotte, I've actually heard her speak.
Oh boy.
That's why I know her name is Charlotte.
And that's clairaudience. When you have a clairaudient moment, do you notice it? Do you hear it in one particular ear, another, both ears?
Ears.
How does that work for you?
It's like I hear, like, it almost starts like as a tickle, like kind of behind my ear, and then I start like I can see the voice.
Mhm.
It sounds really weird. You can
No.
see or hear the voice. I start seeing it first, and then I hear it. And some of them are a little closer than others. Some are further away. And I don't know why that ever is. Just some come through stronger than others. Some of them scream and some of them whisper. Some of them only show me pictures.
I get a lot of that. Like when I have any kind of spiritual connection, and I'm not like fabulous at this or anything, but it's happened. It's usually in the form of images. Sometimes I see the words, like I'll see them almost like written in my mind, and I'll get images that add up to the message that's being said. My kind of gauge for like, am I losing my mind here is how external does it feel to me? Does it, I can tell the difference between like obviously my own inner thoughts and then this kind of rush of things. Now, Kristen, you have a lot more clairaudient things happen to you. I've had a few they tend to be like I was in a hospital
Yeah.
once, and I had somebody whisper my name right in my ear. I could almost feel their face.
Oh, I
Like,
hate that when that happens.
right there, and I could just hear it. I'm looking, there's nobody there. There's nobody around. She experiences that more often.
I do.
Want to talk about that?
Well, it's not a male voice or a female voice. It's just a voice.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll pop out of nowhere sometimes. And we have a story about that. We were sitting there one night at Chris's house, and I got this voice that said, Narcan. And while we were talking, I stopped and I looked at my phone, and I'm like, come, checking in on my kids and stuff, because that's what it felt like to me. And come to find out, somebody, they were at a party, two of my sons, and one of their friends OD'd.
Oh,
and
man.
they were given the Narcan at the time. It's just experiences like that I get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like I said,
it's interesting. I'm out now. We're kind of like into this hemisync stuff, and I do these meditations.
Yeah.
Kind of get into the spiritual moments, and that's where some of the stuff about this possible spirit may be connected to this doll over here. Maybe. Now let's get back to haunted objects, if you don't mind, because I think that's fascinating. I know our audience likes it, and I see Charlotte is kind of eyeballing us over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I've been watching her.
Do you feel that the spirits possess the doll 24/7, like live in it, or do you feel like they're just fond of it and occasionally maybe enter the doll?
I think it's a column A and column B. It's some objects are different than others. Like Charlotte is inhabited. Like whoever's decided to take up space in Charlotte has really loved her, loves her form. And I don't know how long she's been there, because I haven't really delved that deep, because I haven't really had the time. But yeah, but I have objects here that our friend Laura Lee likes to call the spirit the Maven, the matron. She used to, when I first brought the other larger doll here, she used to like to come out, like, when you're coming out of the shower and whatever, you're heading down the hallway, and that you're walking down the hallway because you're confident you don't turn the lights on. Well, the matron is one of those spirits that will jump out at you and be the nastiest that she possibly can, because she wants you to pee your pants.
Jeez.
It doesn't affect me. I mean, the first time I saw her, she appeared to me as a beautiful red-haired young woman. And then I'm like, no. And I went back, and I'm like, no. And I went back and walked back to the kitchen. And I'm like, that's not what you look like. That's what you want me to think you look like.
Right. Basically stepped into a role and
yeah. And then I'm like, you know what? Get back to me when you want to actually. Now I'm getting chills now. When you want to actually show me what you look like, and if you want to have the, excuse my language, balls to come out, because when you want to go toe to toe, let's go. Because if I can't do it myself, I've got friends on speed dial who will help me. So do you want to go there? Let's go there.
Let's do this.
Right? Yeah, you want to dance? Let's go.
We understand completely. My God, we have had that happen as well. So,
and our friend Ken Allen says, nothing but love, babies.
Alan.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. I love when he says
hey, Ken. Ken, of course, from the Wizard's Table podcast, one of our favorite podcasts out there.
Yes, we've been on it. We have had the pleasure.
And Ken has been on our show. I think Ken would be great on your show, actually, sir.
Yes.
I think you would enjoy him. He's an occultist.
Awesome.
And
the more
you are an occult historian. So I think you guys would have a lot to talk about.
Practicing occult historian,
yes. Yes, awesome. Exactly. And what kind of occult topics intrigue you? Things like demonology? Is it medieval practices? Is it secret societies?
All of the above, actually. I've actually been pulled into court cases. People who actually hire me to find out what exactly a Satanist would do if they were to do horrible, horrible things that we can't say on the air.
Oh, wow. That's
yes.
Very interesting.
And
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. And so you go into, I'm getting the chills again, people who talk about satanic panic and stuff. I've actually met children who actually were a part of it. Gabby, come here.
Like abused, you mean like SRA?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Real, not imagined SRA.
Joke.
Where where I actually got within 12 feet of one person that I wasn't even told they were even going to be there, and I had to throw up violently. It was that bad.
Oh my goodness.
Like
That's
I was
hard.
surprised that child was alive.
I felt the energy. Yeah, that's horrible.
It was
I
gross.
have heard the stories, and I mean they are the worst things ever. You know, I can't say I've experienced these things and know people who do them. And it seems like Satanism goes on in different sides. There's the Satanist who's basically kind of like an atheist who just says, hey, you know, I'm just, you know, doing good for myself,
right.
You know, not harming people in any way. And then there seems to be this kind of secret society of them where there's ritual abuse, especially the children.
Yes.
Those stories are absolutely
the black mass
will make your
and
skin
things
crawl.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's like that one line from, I can't remember, is it Little Nicky? It's like, of all the Satan worshipers on the planet, we had to get the retards. That's me in the courtroom going, why do I get all these retards? It's like we get all these people who do horrible things when you know, I'm a ritualistic occultist where I do things by the letter, and the reason why we do things certain specific ways is because that's how you actually get some results.
Exactly.
You don't, but then you get these idiots that win the lottery. I mean, they buy a $1 scratch ticket and they hit the million. It's because of the icky thing that was listening to them, which may not necessarily be what you think it is, but it wants them to think that's what it is.
That's brilliant. Yeah, we think the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Liz Mann says there is a lot of stuff that you can't see in the paranormal unless the spirit wants you to see them. I would agree. I think they show you what they want you to see.
Absolutely.
You know, I think sometimes the psychic impressions we get are exactly how they want us to see them.
Yeah, sometimes, and that's why when you have that other, like that it's in your stomach that happens, or the butterflies, or whatever you want to call it, where you're told the one story, like let's say that I had the one where the SRA victims that I had to go and talk in front of. Well, then you have like being led into a place as a guest investigator. I hate it when people do this to me, so please don't do this to me. When you're going into a place and they're like, oh no, it's fine, everything is fine, and they're like, I'm like, why are there so many children here? And then I'm walking in and finding out that horrible things happen to these children as well. And I'm like, when are you guys going to understand that you can't lie to some of us? Because not only do we see it, but we feel it when we walk in the building.
Exactly.
And it guts you. It's like, it's to
Your
the point
heart.
where, I want to like wear a big button that says, don't mess with me because you're going to get vomited on, or something like that. Because it's
Right.
like, you know, I don't want to bring the drama. I want my only drama to be like my outfit and my makeup. I don't want it to be that I'm vomiting on your carpet at your antique shop because you failed to tell me that there was a child murderer there.
Right. Well, you can look at the indigenous children that have been discovering in the different Native American schools, you know, and trying to convert them. So many children they're finding buried in Canada and to the U.S. It's horrifying. Why do you think children in particular? Is it the vulnerability? Is it the innocence?
It's the innocence and vulnerability, because they couldn't make some of them back down. And so they thought if they couldn't control them, they would just hurt them until they couldn't be hurt anymore.
What about the fear about this adrenochrome? Have you heard of that? If they have, the more fear they have, the more they produce it, the more.
That's a real thing. Yes.
Yes.
I can tell you from my practices that is a real thing.
It definitely is. But that's basically.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
What the
The adrenochrome.
The adrenochrome, how you would come about it, and it's only in certain kinds of. It would be certain types of children. It would be certain ages. So it's not, the child actually has to be below puberty age for it to actually work. Not going to give you an age range, but it is below puberty. And they do horrible, unspeakable things and keep the child alive. To get the reaction, to extract the blood, it has to be very specific kinds of blood. I'm not going to say what. I'm just going to say that it needs to be specific. For different reasons specific. And it is, yes, like Ken said, it's very bad. It's horribly, there's not even a real word to even express how horrible and bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't, like I said, there isn't a lot of words that you can staple on it, because the words are just super trite when you're talking about abuses of that caliber. And is any type of that any good? No.
No.
And it reminds me a little bit about how we talk about demonic infestations and spirits and even alien abductions that seem to feed on the energy of people. This vampiric feeding of their psychic energy. So I mean, you've got children kept in a state of fear to take a chemical from even, but it has to be some kind of heightened sense of energy.
But even the aliens do it though, but they also do it to adults for the same reasons. But they don't extract blood. It's a different thing that you get extracted from for that.
Really? What's that?
I'm not going to say right now. It's a different show entirely.
We'll talk all about that probing and stuff.
But I know. I wish I was being probed right now.
So, to get people out there to know a little bit
I caught that.
Because, you've got a lot of different sides, Saraphine Hurley.
Yes. I'm many faceted. Yes, I am.
We can talk on a lot of different subjects.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even some that aren't safe for the airwaves, apparently.
I know, but I'm a big fan of being able to say whatever you want as long as you know how to say it.
Excellent.
I like that.
I like it a lot.
Exactly. So
some more comments out there. Ken definitely wants to talk to you later.
Oh, there you go.
And I think that would be a great match right there.
Yes.
Anne Marie says, makes my evil side come out. Yeah, absolutely understand that. Makes mine too. I mean, there's just something in me that would defend a kid with my life, like without even thinking.
Yeah, we could do a show together, just all of us together. I mean, even bring Ken in on it and do a whole 2-3 hours on child abuses in the occult world.
Absolutely.
Joshua says my favorite paranormal hosts are Chris and Kristen. Well, thank you, Joshua.
Oh, thank you, Joshua.
Well, we're gonna have to put Seraphine in that list as well. Thank you so much.
It's all right. It's just my show.
That's your I'll get first one.
It's all right.
I've been practicing for a while. They feed off the energy. Yeah,
Yes,
we think so.
definitely.
We absolutely do think so. David says our soul is our energy. Yeah.
You're not
Anne
wrong.
Marie says blood magic is very powerful, and yes, it is.
It is.
Yep.
I think we can all attest to that.
Yes.
We can talk about how we can all attest to it maybe in another show.
Yep. That's a
Yeah.
show too. Boy.
Absolutely, says Ken, and I think Ken as well could attest.
Oh, yes.
So there you go.
That would be one badass show. We would do like 4 hours.
Yeah, we could keep going on ABC and probably not even have a break in between, no lull, except for probably the stupid jokes that we say in between stuff.
Exactly.
It's totally inappropriate, but still funny.
Absolutely. Now you do divination practices for people. You do some tarot reading and stuff. Do you do any of that on the air? Because I honestly don't remember. I remember you doing a lot of topics with you.
I have a really hard time doing tarot for people on the air, and the reason being is I would rather be able to sit and have a one-to-one conversation with the people and be able to kind of work through everything. Because when you go on TikTok or YouTube and you see all these people, well, if you see these cards or you see this message, it's for you. It's like, that's not how tarot works.
Yeah, it's not how it works at all. And it's not a way to read somebody's energy. I think it would be really challenging to do where you really don't have a lot of contact or know anything with that person. It could be anybody. I mean, people are out there catfishing for, to call them out on that. I think it takes a little bit of contact. Can people book consultations with you though?
Yes. And I was working on my website and found out that my website doesn't exist because the web server that I was paying for 2 years went under. So I'm going to put that all back up here shortly. That's part of my meltdown today. So
well, we hope we're ending things on a better note. Valerie Wright also has a show on the Paranormal United Network. How you doing? Hi, lovelies.
Nice to meet you, Valerie.
And Courtney says, I agree, Joshua. What you put out is what you get.
Yeah.
Yes, Courtney. Exactly.
So yeah, that is some stuff. As some of you guys know we have a show also coming up after this, the Dark Horse Paranormal Podcast Live. And we have a great guest for you guys tonight. His name is David Levitt.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to reach out to David before the show. So we're going to have to drop off. But I want people to know when your show is on, how they can get a hold of you, Saraphine, and what to expect from Infinite Inquisition, which is going to be on twice a week.
Yes, absolutely. Well, with the exception of Saturday, because it is the Christian Christmas. So I don't want to trouble anybody to have to be part of the show or be on the show or be around the show. So Merry holiday. You're Saraphine free for Saturday. But Thursdays and Saturdays. Thursday is same bat time, same bat channel. They're from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And then on Saturdays from 7 to 8 o'clock, just 1 hour. Infinite Inquisition. Yeah.
So you're before us on Thursdays and after us on Saturdays, and we love it.
Love it.
And we love you.
I think there's going to be a lot of cross-pollination going on.
Oh, bees, cool.
Bees, we got this. We got this.
Yeah, we got this.
So we're going to take a short break, and if it's okay, I think just because we're having some StreamYard issues, I'll end the stream and then restart it.
That way we can work stuff out. You have enough time to work it out before you guys' show. But thank you for watching Infinite Inquisition. I'm Saraphine Hurley, your hostess. My awesome friends, which are family to me, Chris and Kristen from Dark Horse Paranormal, which I'm proud to be under their banner. Dark Horse Paranormal Productions.
Productions.
Right. We're all part of that and part of the Paranormal United family, network family, Paralinks. And and we're all family. We got lots of people out here and shows and our friends, and I love seeing you guys. So we'll be back on shortly.
Yep. Couple of minutes
and
sound check and everything. And
Seraphine will be back.
Courtney
next week.
Peterson, real quick, said the show. Can't remember. No guys.
The show went quick. Great first show. Congratulations for your new show.
Yay! I'm so happy.
All right, guys, we'll be back.
Okay.
Yep. Good night, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.